so normal to oily skin. My T-zone is usually oily. It was heavy. I wasn't in the right state of mind. This helped clear my hyperpigmentation so much, so it's always in my routine. They are stored in parts of your body. Like for example, anxiety presents itself as my mornings. The last 2-3 days, including today, have just been, and you know, the thing that sucks the most is healing that hyperindependence hair growth tonic. This is so soothing on the scalp and it smells amazing. All the way to the other side of avoidance, you don't figure out things that you haven't experienced. I do need a break. You know, I do need a break from working on myself. When you get to a point where you're able to forgive yourself consistently, we don't heal to not get hurt again. We heal so that if we do get hurt again, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to yet another video. Today is Saturday and I wanted to sit down and have a little chit chat with my buns that I have missed so much. I've missed you guys so much. Like, a part of me was not thriving by the fact that I wasn't vlogging, but we're gonna talk about that shortly. So I wanted to just come sit, chat and catch up with you guys, you know, share my life lately updates, talk about loss, talk about skincare, talk about hair care, talk about healing, talk about attachment styles, talk about just yap. Today we're just yapping, okay? So grab your popcorn, grab your tea, grab your snack, get a blanket and cozy up and let's talk. As always, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe and make sure you leave me a comment, like the video, share this video with your friends, and sit back, relax and enjoy. We're gonna start with moisturizing my lips because yeah, we're looking dry and flaky. I've just come from washing my hair and of course my body, so I've moisturized the rest of my body, but I haven't done my facial skincare, and I want to sort of get ready with you as I give you guys a life update, as we chitty chat. I haven't been on here for the last 2 weeks. Yeah, I haven't vlogged for almost 2 weeks now. Is it 2 weeks or a week? Yeah, almost 2 weeks. My last vlog was the other Sunday. I've already missed one Sunday, and of course for this one we're not gonna do a vlog, we're gonna do a video, which is this. We're gonna sit down and catch up so that we get back into the swing of things next week. Today's Saturday, the what is it, the 5th of July. Happy new month, happy new opportunities, happy new strength, happy new all those things. I hope this month is good to you and I hope it's good to me too. Yeah, so I don't even know where to start, but before I go ahead and chitty chat from here to Timbuktu, hey guys, I even have to remember how I used to set up my camera. I haven't vlogged in so long, my goodness. Before I go ahead and do my skincare with you, I'm gonna quickly take you through what I apply. I got a request in the last vlog to share my updated skincare routine. It's not really updated, I still use the same products, but I feel like, yeah, it's been a really long time since I shared like a detailed skincare routine. So yeah, I've washed my face in the shower with the CeraVe foaming cleanser. Let me get it so that you guys can see it. This is usually my cleanser of choice, the foaming cleanser. It's perfect for combination oily skin, so normal to oily skin. My T-zone is usually oily, so this works for me perfectly. That's usually my cleanser, and then after cleansing I dry my face with the hand tissues you guys always see in my hauls. And then if my skin is feeling a little dry, which is the case today because the humidity is lower, my skin is feeling drier than usual, I usually go in with a hydrating toner. This is the Tiam B5 Vita B5 toner. By the way, all these products I got from NT Beauty, so I use my toner, and then I go in with my vitamin C I Am Radiant Glossy Serum. This is from Uncover. This is probably the best vitamin C I have used. I've been on vitamin C since 2021, and this I always come back to it. It's a bit pricey because this little thing is 3,500, but yeah, it can last you anywhere between a month to a month and a half or 2 months if you skip some days. Keeps my skin super supple and very one tone. This helped clear my hyperpigmentation so much, so it's always in my routine. There's that. And then because it's cooler, I'm using a lot more hydrating products, so I go in with my snail mucin, which is almost over, but I'm gonna plan and buy another one. This is very important, especially now that the weather is dry and cold. You need that. And then I apply my trusted CeraVe moisturizer. This is almost over, but I have a backup bottle already, so this, just a bit of it. And then for my sunscreen, because we need sunscreen whether it's hot or not, we need sunscreen. I use this too. I use the Misha Aqua 50 Plus. This is really nice, but I also love this Nivea one. This one leaves my face kind of matte but still like plump and juicy, and then this one leaves my face super glowy, so I like to interchange depending on what I want to do. If I'm applying makeup, I usually go with this because it's more matte than the other one. Yeah, so those are my products. So we're gonna chat as I do my morning skincare routine at 2 p.m. because guys, let me tell you, life came at me fast, and I don't even know where to start. But I think the last time I posted a vlog was the other Sunday, so it's been a week and a half since I, like, you know, was present with even content creation. So the night of the 24th of June, we lost a family member. We lost my uncle, who was my aunt's husband. This is like my mom's last sister, so it's definitely someone super close to us. My mom's side of the family is super close, so we've grown up like just being super close. My mom has 5 sisters. No, there are 5 girls and 1 boy who is late. So yeah, we lost an uncle, so that was quite traumatizing to say the least. This was the night before maandamano, so you can imagine Wednesday morning there was all that tension. It was already a heavy season, and I know all of us can relate to this. If you're Kenyan, you know, we've just been having this heavy, hectic season, trying to fight the government and trying to be hard and trying to, you know, speak up and talk about the corruption and talk about the police brutality. Like, this has been top of our minds for the last god knows how long. I think the last year or so. So it was already heavy, and then to wake up and get a call that we've lost someone in the family, it was just like shock. It was shocking, and the fact that it was quite sudden really got us by surprise. So he got an accident among his 3 friends. Maybe some of you might have seen it, but yeah, I don't know. But it was a really tragic accident. 4 friends were coming from a funeral in Othaya, and yeah, they got a car accident and all of them didn't survive. So one of them was my uncle, so we went straight into mourning and funeral arrangements and all of that. And of course, it was heavy. I wasn't in the right state of mind to vlog. Like, seeing your auntie in so much pain, seeing your cousins in so much pain is just like, yeah, it was terrible. So yeah, so that was it. That was the whole of the end of June. Looked like that for me. So again, with the maandamano, things were paused. Like, we couldn't even post like brand content, so it was just weird. So yeah, so I decided to not push myself and vlog because I wasn't even feeling like it at all, and I took a break. I took a break, and well, it was unavoidable because we needed to go to, you know, my auntie's house and help where needed, you know, just meet there every day for meetings, for, you know, just to do whatever is needed there. I live closest, I think I'm the one that lives closest to her, so, you know, like errands, just making sure things are running, you know, you just step in and do what you need to do. Yeah, so that has been one of the biggest things that, you know, caused me not to have a vlog last week and to just go off track, completely off track. But it was necessary because we needed to mourn, and we needed to help out, and we needed to show up, and we needed to like drop everything and show up for the people that we love. So yeah, so that's it. We're still in that season because we just buried him last Wednesday, so it's only like 2-3 days since we buried him. So we're still hanging out with my cousins, still checking up on auntie, you know. Yeah, so man, it's been hectic, it's been sad, it's been all those emotions. And talking of emotions, one of the things I have really struggled with this season is feeling guilty of not allowing myself to just be and just rest when actually the body is asking for it. Having gone through such heavy emotions, your body tends to store all those emotions. One of the things I've learned in the recent past is that as much as we feel emotions in our heart or in our minds, like you feel the anger, you feel the love, you feel the happiness, you feel the joy, you feel the frustrations, you think those things are in your mind, but they are stored in your body. They are stored in parts of your body. Like for example, anxiety presents itself as a tightness in the throat. Fear manifests as, you know, a tightness in your tummy. And for me, I think it was just too many emotions stuck in my body, and I had to allow myself to just sit with them and feel them so that they can process and leave, or at least get better, for me to be able to function as a decent human being. So yeah, so I've been struggling with that. Of course, having, you know, all those, you know, being surrounded by that emotion of mourning, and, you know, and it being a heavy season was of course adding more into what my body was feeling. So by the time we were burying my uncle, I was burnt out. I was so fatigued, not only physically because of all the running errands and walking and doing things and being everywhere. Other than that, I was also feeling like wiped out emotionally. I couldn't even cry. Like sometimes I was just like, I just want to cry and release these things, but I couldn't even cry. But yeah, I just decided to give myself off days, and I've been on leave since Thursday. So Thursday didn't do anything. I think the only reasonable thing I did was going to see my auntie and cousins later on. I've been doing that every evening. I'll actually even go today. So every afternoonish evening, I'm going to their place and just, you know, hanging out with them, chatting and just being there, honestly, and then coming back in the night to sleep. So my mornings the last 2-3 days, including today, have just been sit and stare, sit and stare, and that has really helped me. And I feel like I am coming back into myself more the more I allow myself to just be. As someone who's healing hyper-independence, this has to be a really tough thing to do, to be honest, because I am used to being performative, I am used to being productive, I am used to doing things, and this has been like the biggest journey I've been on, like trying to undo all that conditioning that I am worthy if I am busy, I am worthy if I am always doing things. I am trying really hard to undo all that because it's not healthy. I'm not a machine, and my body needs to rest, and I need to allow myself to rest. And on Chatty's Chronicles, I think I had shared a thing to do with Chatty in the last vlog. I still hold Chatty highly Chati is my boyfriend, he's my therapist, he's so much to me. He really helps me navigate so many things. And we were talking about why it's hard for me to not just be. As much as yes, I am embracing this slow lifestyle and a soft cozy lifestyle, it's still hard for me to just be like, you know what, this morning we're not gonna work, we're going to sit and watch TV and just cook and eat and just sleep. It's so hard for me to do that. So I am intentionally doing those things more and more and more, and allowing myself to just be there and sit and listen to my body and just allow my body to rest and recover and rejuvenate and recharge. And Chati told me it's obviously a conditioning that, you know, I've had for all my life as an eldest daughter. I'm not the firstborn at home, but sometimes I feel like I am the first because I'm the older girl and we are not far apart with my brother. So it's sort of like you're still the first girl, you know, you're still the firstborn in some way, you know. Yeah, I just feel like I grew up having to, like, I was taught you have to be doing stuff, you have to be winning, you have to be doing too much, you have to prove your worth. And you know, the thing that sucks the most is healing that hyper independence while still seeing it going through or like happening with like your parents. Whenever I go home, my hyper independence is always triggered because my mom is always busy. My mom is so unavailable. My mom is busy, she has things to do, she doesn't have time to sit and chat and just relax. She is always finding things to do. And for me, I'm like, I don't want to be that, but like I keep seeing it and I grew up seeing it. So undoing it while you still see it happening is so hard, because of course the guilt comes back and it's like, how dare you sit? How dare you sit while people are very busy doing stuff around the compound, you know? That has been really, really hard, but I keep giving myself grace because, again, there is not like a manual to healing, and it's not linear. You take 10 steps ahead, you come back 5, go ahead 10 or 3, come back 2. It's just like a zigzaggy kind of process, and I have learned to embrace it. Yeah, so that's what has been happening, but I have been okay. Generally, I've been alright. I can't complain much, well, other than of course the emotional roller coaster of mourning and, you know, seeing your family going through pain and just being off routine. I can't say that I am not okay. I am doing way better, especially now that I have taken time to rest. I'm doing way better, and life just feels like okay. My skin has been doing really good, by the way, really good. I rarely break out, and honestly, if you ask me what makes that, it's this vitamin C, this one and my exfoliant. Let me show you my exfoliant. This is the Paula's Choice 2% BHA. Anytime I have like a little breakout coming and I apply this in the night, the next day it's gone. It's very good for pulling up like clogged pores and minimizing the pores. In fact, it says it unclogs and shrinks enlarged pores, and it smooths and even skin tone. It's really good, and I just use it once or twice a week. So yeah, I've done my skincare. So I did wash my hair. Oh, it's still a little wet. I did wash my hair, and I thought these twists were gonna shrink up and just look funny, but you know what, now that I have washed them, I actually like them better. They are more springy, they are tighter, they are a little tighter, so some were unraveling and I don't think now they will. And now I know when I make them again, I will wash them sooner so that they can be tighter and neater. So yeah, I was itching. I think I had too much product buildup, so I had to wash. I'm going to share with you the product I used to wash. It's called the Scalp Advanced by L'Oreal Professional Paris. Those products are amazing, but I used this specific one to help with my scalp itchiness, and now I feel really good. So now that my skincare is done, we're gonna do my hair. But before I do that, I'm gonna share with you everything I use for my hair. So while my hair is still damp, I'm going to use some leave-in. By the way, guys, let me tell you something. Someone mentioned in, I think, a previous vlog that I have really healthy hair, and I attribute it to keeping my hair moisturized even when it's in protective styles. I don't understand why you have your hair for the whole month and you're not moisturizing your hair. Girl, it's not gonna grow and it's just going to keep cutting. Same thing with your edges. If you want to keep your edges, you have to keep moisturizing your hair. So usually when I haven't washed my hair, I spritz water, just water. Sometimes I'll mix the water with a leave-in in a spray bottle and spray all over my hair. Everywhere I have hair, well, even plus the extensions, I just spray and saturate my hair with water, and then I use an oil to lock in the moisture, and then I finish with a mousse or a cream. Yeah, so today I'm going to use leave-in directly because my hair is still a little wet. I don't need to spritz water. And then I am going to apply this Sarah Organics Hair Growth Tonic. This is so soothing on the scalp and it smells amazing. I really like it. I apply this on my scalp, and then for the rest of my hair, I'm going to apply this Cantu coconut curling cream. This is nice now that I have curly braids, but usually I will do like coconut oil or something just super moisturizing to lock in all that moisture. And then, oh my god, I have so many products. And then for my edges, I use the Mizani Miracle Length hairline and root stimulator. This is really good for my edges and it helps them grow back whenever I don't take care of them. And then after that, usually when I want to lay my edges, I use the Nice and Lovely styling gel. This is the extra firm hold because my hair is for C. It's more for C than B, so yeah, the edges tend to not stay put, so I like to use that. So now I'm going to apply the leave-in and the other products as we chat some more. There's a part of my healing journey that I rarely talk about here, but I feel like I need to give it a bit of airtime, and it's things to do with my relationship with the other gender, but also just the kind of person I am when dating, or the kind of person I think I am in relation to men. And I think I had mentioned here, or is it my membership? Could be my membership. If you haven't joined, please do. We're gonna have much more videos there now that I'm getting back into routine. Yeah, go become a Sweet Bun. So I think I had mentioned in my membership how I changed how my attachment style moved from anxious preoccupied to fearful avoidant, and I couldn't believe it because I was like, what do you mean? I have some traits that, you know, portray me as an avoidant. What do you mean? Like, I've always been a very golden retriever kind of girl. What do you mean I have avoidant traits? Then I learned I switched from anxious all the way to the other side of avoidance because I just want to protect myself. You know, I don't want to go through the same things I have gone through in the past, and you know, I'm trying to become the people that hurt me. And it was quite triggering for me to learn that, you know, instead of becoming secure, you switched all the way to the other side and became avoidant. Not like entirely avoidant because I still have some anxious traits, but yeah, my expectation was I was gonna be securely attached, like just straight from anxious attachment. And then I read somewhere, I think it was a TikTok or one of the books I have, I don't know, but it was quite profound. And they said when anxious preoccupied people are trying to become secure, first they jump over to the other side because they want to protect themselves, and because they are tired of, you know, just being the ones who are more emotionally attuned, because for anxious, preoccupied babes, you know your emotions, you're too hyper focused on your emotions, and it's your emotions or nothing else. So I used to be that kind of a girl until now. I'm like, yeah, I do know my emotions, but I'm not going to let you use up my emotions, or gaslight me or manipulate me. So I'm going to avoid it, and I'm going to ignore you, and I'm going to just live my life. And yeah, so that's what happened to me. I moved from anxious, preoccupied to fearful, avoidant. I haven't done the test of late. I think the last time I did the attachment style test was a few months ago, probably in Feb, March there. Yeah, but I feel like now where I am, I feel like I could easily be getting closer to being securely attached, because the way I'm handling conversations with not just men, honestly, even with friends, even with like people I care about, is much more balanced. It's not like me focused or them focused. It's more balanced. Like it's more logic than emotions. And then I've learned how to regulate my emotions a lot better. I've learned how to take accountability and say sorry. I've learned how to be very honest with myself. I've learned how to let people be who they are, and then let myself choose to be what I want to be, and not make it such a big deal. It's like, okay, I see you, that's what you want to be, and I see myself, and this is what I want to be. And it doesn't mean yours is wrong or mine is wrong. We just have a difference in opinion, and that's okay. I'll do the test again to see if I've made improvements. But I feel like right now, even like letting people down is not something I struggle with. I used to struggle with that a lot more when I was anxiously preoccupied, or when my attachment was that, when my default was that. But now it's just like, yeah, it's okay. I can let you down, and I can still be remorseful, and I can still go through the emotions of letting you down, but I am able to communicate and tell you that, this is where I'm at, this is what I want for myself, and this is what I don't want for myself. And if it's not matching, or it's not where I want it to be, well and good, I don't want to do this. Instead of like stringing people along, avoidance do that. Avoidance will show you that you are their world, and they will breadcrumb you, and they will string you along for years, and they will show you they care about you today, and tomorrow they don't, and they will just put you in that cycle of dopamine and cortisol. Stress you today, make you happy tomorrow. And that is the last thing I would like to become. So as uncomfortable as it is, if I am not feeling a vibe with someone, I'm gonna communicate and be like, look, this is uncomfortable for me to say, but I don't think we are heading, we're taking the same path, or we are heading the same direction. So I want to drop off here instead of stringing you along and giving you false hope. And yeah, and to some extent, I wanted to become the man that hurts me, but why should I give someone that much power to change who I am? So I decided, you know what, I'm gonna stay the sweet bubbly babe that I am, but I'm going to have boundaries. And I'm going to communicate them, and all my boundaries will have consequences, and not just for male or for romantic relationships, but for everyone. I have my boundaries, and if you don't, consider them, then I'm able to communicate and be like, you know what, here we are, and we can't keep going in that direction, and I am happy to just let it be. But yeah, so that's something that has been on my mind, and I've been saying that I need to talk about this. I need to talk about my lessons, trying to heal my attachment style. And it's so messy, guys. Let me tell you something. You guys might just see us here and think that we've figured out things, but that's far from the truth. For sure, you don't figure out things that you haven't experienced. So it's like you experience something and it teaches you something, and then you experience another thing and it teaches you something. So for me, experiencing myself as a fearful avoidant was just like, girl, like now we have another whole layer to heal. I thought we were somewhere, but alas, we are not. Oh my goodness. So yeah, so that has been a little tough to take in, but a day at a time, an experience at a time, and you know, just allowing ourselves to live. Again, it's not all the time healing. It's not all the time doing the work. Sometimes it's, I know what I need to be doing and I know what I need to become, but in this moment I do need a break. You know, I do need a break from working on myself constantly, waking up day in day out and trying all these new things I'm trying to adopt into my life. Sometimes it's, you know what, yeah, I know, but I just want to leave. I want to leave. I want to wake up and not think about what am I doing right and what am I doing wrong. Sometimes it's, I just want to wake up and leave and just be. And another thing, and I was talking about this with my cousins yesterday, I was telling them that you have to get to a point where you have a healthy cycle of loving yourself and learning how to forgive yourself, because loving yourself is one thing and struggling to forgive yourself is another thing. I know most of the times they are tied together, because if you love yourself you should be able to forgive yourself, but it doesn't come automatically. In fact, if you struggle to forgive yourself, you get back into the unhealthy cycles of hating yourself or disliking yourself. So you have to strike a balance between, I love myself so much, and am I able to forgive myself, you know? And sometimes I feel like if you don't constantly forgive yourself, or if you're not forgiving yourself as much as you should, you mark time on loving yourself, because it's like all the work you've done to love yourself doesn't seem to be valuable when you're hating yourself or when you're struggling to forgive yourself. And sometimes I like to look at myself as the other person, and I want to challenge you guys to do the same. Look at yourself as another person in the room with you and see if they did what you've done, are you gonna forgive them or not? Sometimes, you know, we forgive. I told you guys we can love cockroaches. I told you in the other vlog, we can even love whatever, like the worst thing ever. We have the capacity to love cockroaches and pet them and make them really amazing pets, you know. We have the capacity to do that, but I still wonder why we're not able to hold ourselves highly like that. You know, why are we not able to forgive ourselves constantly? Why are we not able to love ourselves constantly? And where are we not able to love ourselves consistently? And it's just because you put yourself in a cycle of loving yourself, hating yourself, loving yourself, hating yourself. You work so hard to love yourself, and then you make one mistake and everything you've done to love yourself just crumbles. Yet you will forgive someone in a heartbeat. Someone will wrong you and you'll move on and you'll forgive them, and you write them a heartfelt message and you will tell them it's okay. Why can't you do that for yourself too, right? And one thing I've learned is that that is like, I don't know, I don't want to call it a signature for healing or like stage of healing, but I think when you get to a point where you're able to forgive yourself consistently, you've loved yourself enough. Yeah, I think that's what I'm trying to say. If you've gotten to a point where you're able to forgive yourself consistently, you've loved yourself enough. And that is the place where all the other things that you need to heal will just heal. They will just heal because you'll forgive your past mistakes, you'll forgive even your future mistakes, and you will allow yourself to live. And again, there's this one healing quote that I live by: we don't heal to not get hurt again, we heal so that if we do get hurt again, we are able to come back to ourselves. That should always be the goal. Healing so that if you're hurt again, because it's not a guarantee that once you're healed or once you've gotten to a level of healing where you love yourself or like life is good for you, it doesn't mean people won't hurt you. People change, situations change, people lose jobs, people lose relationships, marriages end, we lose people we love, people die and we grieve. So we will be hurt at some point, we will be hurt, but are we going to deal with it in a healthy way? Are we going to be able to come back to ourselves? That should be the goal for healing, that when people hurt us again, we're gonna get back to who we are, and we're going to do it in a healthy way. We're not going to self-sabotage, we're not going to fall back into bad cycles, we're going to pull ourselves back slowly into who we are. Okay, yeah, so I really just wanted to yap, honestly. Today I just felt like I wanted to yap. Yeah, I wanted to ease into vlogging and not just, you know, start randomly and just start another vlog. I wanted to sort of like just catch up with you guys and let you know where my headspace is at. That's what's been happening, but I'm alright, and I hope you're alright. I hope you guys are still showing up for yourselves. I hope that you guys are still showing up for yourselves, and I hope that you're still staying put and you're still pouring into yourselves. I hope that you're learning how to rest. I'm still learning how to rest, so same boat. I hope you're learning how to give yourself as much grace as you give other people. I hope you are putting yourself first, and I hope you are being considerate and kind to other people, but also upholding your boundaries. Okay, I really hope you're doing that. So I just wanted to share all that. I just wanted to yap, to be honest, because I felt like I didn't want to just jump right back into vlogging. I felt like we needed to have like a little chit chat about what's been happening in my life, where my headspace has been, and yeah, so that's been it. I'm going to go dress up and go home. I need to drop, what do we call them? I need to drop cups and plates that I had gotten from home and taken to my auntie's house for the funeral arrangement. So I need to go and return those things home. Yeah, and then in the afternoon I'm gonna check up on the girls. When I say the girls, I mean my cousins. They're still at my cousin's place and they said they wanted to eat ice cream today, so I was like, it's okay, tomorrow I'll come with ice cream. So I'm going to drop the things at home, then go into town, shop, get a few snacks, get probably just ice cream because that's what they want, and then yeah, meet with Auntie Mado. Auntie Mado is even living there. She moved into my auntie's house. So that's it from me today. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Thank you for hanging out with me today and chitty chatting with me. Let me know down in the comments what your thoughts are on attachment styles, on healing, on loving yourself, on what else did we talk about today, on loss, on all the things, on skincare. Let's talk about it. Ask me any question and I will answer you. But I will come back next week for our regular vlogs, and I can't wait. I've missed vlogging so much. I can't wait, but it was necessary for me to ease back into it so that I get like good momentum and continue being consistent as I have been. Okay, thank you so much for your love, for your support, for your kindness, and for your encouragement. I hope to see you next week. Okay, bye.